Good morning, everyone. Namaste. We are going to be reading out of one of my favorite books, Indigo Warrior, because I myself am an indigo, married to an indigo. It's a guide on indigo adults and parents of indigo children. And we're continuing on chapter 3, Characters of Indigos, and we are on excellent judges of character. Says indigos always know whether we like someone just by sensing their energy. We tend to make good police officers or tend to be in similar professions where we have to make intuitive decisions about character of another person. And I myself was a forensic interviewer. I worked with the police for 5 years. I worked with my county, the FBI, Homeland. I interviewed children for negative things that occurred in their lives. So it's definitely something that came in handy when I did that job. It says, we walk into a place and we say we don't like the way it feels an instant upon leaving immediately. We are like this with people too. We may have a sense of uneasiness or know that the person is not who we want to be around. If your child is that of an indigo, they might try to tell you about feeling concerning another person. You may have to shush or punish your child for saying this, only to later discover that your child was right when the person that they were trying to tell you about hurts you in some sort of way. Intense. Indigos have a fierce look, intensity in their eyes, even when they smile. It might look as if someone looks mad at them. We have a penetrating look in our eyes, and if we can see into the soul of another. And sometimes we walk into a room, we couldn't blend in if we tried. The ferocity of our energy just seems to proceed as we enter into a room. People either look at us like they're trying to figure us out, or they're looking down because they're intimidated by us. And I definitely had to deal with that my whole life. I still have to really deal with that. But I've been better about it. I used to not make good eye contact. That was something that I wasn't able to do. I had to really work on it. But now I actually address the room. I say hello. I make better eye contact. So sometimes people are more forced to deal with me and interact with me, but a lot of people still don't want to make contact or look at me, or they're staring at me the whole time when I'm in the room, either one. Indigos are often asked, would you calm the energy down? I had ADHD, my husband had ADD, he was on medication, I was not on medication. But I probably should have been on medication because I was very hyper. It says, I wouldn't even ask a psychic medium. It was almost if the person was reading me, frustrated at my powerful energy field. This person, when they proceeded to tell me that I had to work on toning my energy down so I wouldn't have such a harsh impact when I enter a room. Sometimes our energy is so big we notice light bulbs mysteriously going off or break when we are near. I had this happen to me many times to be a coincidence, and I myself deal with that quite a bit. My bedroom table light always is constantly going on and off. It says indigos know that we couldn't be normal if we tried, so most of us stopped trying a long time ago. I remember one being scolded by one of my bosses for harsh demeanor. I told him I would try my best but it might be difficult for me to be someone I am not. I've grown tired of apology to other people who I am because my very energy or attitude offends them. Sensitive. Indigos are beautifully sensitive people. At times it can feel like we absorb the sadness of earth. When we hurt, it impacts us very deeply. We may become guarded, or as a result of that, underneath the invisible walls that we tend to build around ourselves is a depth of vulnerability that makes us very sensitive. As a result of that, sometimes we get defensive. Our tempers spark easily. What lies beneath that is sensitivity so pure that sometimes we don't know what to do with it. That in turn can make our emotions feel heavy. And just understand that there are different indigos. My generation of indigos, which is like the 1970s to right before the 90s, so maybe the late 80s. That's my generation of indigos. Just essentially, we're generational breakers. So we're here to disrupt the matrix. We're here to break down generations of these laws and things that were been in place that no longer fit the higher vibrational frequency of the new planet, fifth dimensional planet. So understanding that there are different type of indigos. The children that are born nowadays are born with all their gifts. They're here to be anchoring the Christ consciousness into the planet. But we're all elevating to Christ consciousness for our planet. So it's a little tricky, but there are different types of indigos is my point. So we'll get into it further. And if you are indigo, I'd love to hear about it. And, I'm sure you've known it your whole life because you've never fit in. When I was 6 years old, God, source, essentially told me I was going to do something huge with my life. And I've been looking for it my whole life. So you might have had an experience like that too, as well as near-death experiences as well. So I hope this helps. I love you all. Have a blessed day. Namaste.